What's up, y'all? This video is going to be a little Q&A revolving around reverse curse technique. If you didn't see, I put out a video, I actually put out two videos explaining reverse curse technique in the accent of your choice. And since then, I've had some people ask some follow-up questions, so we're going to go through those real quick. First up is Dude over on YouTube who wants to know, what are my thoughts on Sukuna's fire arrow? And that his personal theory is that it could be the curse technique reversal of Uruume's curse technique. And I love that idea. I think that's certainly plausible. Sukuna, I want to make a more in-depth video entirely dedicated to what I think Sukuna's curse technique is, and therefore what role the fire arrow plays in that. So I'm not going to get into it here because I want to spend more time on that and, again, have that be the entire focus. So that will be coming at some point, but I do like this idea because, certainly there's a lot of signs pointing to Sukuna having a collection of other things, right, with the whole open and then using the fire arrow. So if the implication of that is other people's curse techniques or things he's copied or stolen or whatever, then Uruume's would definitely make a lot of sense. He would certainly have access to that, right? And Uruume would certainly give it up as long as that didn't mean losing their life, because clearly they're still around. But so yeah, I think that's entirely possible. This next question doesn't have to do with RCT, but it is on the subject, so I wanted to go ahead and talk about it. Brian wanted to know, does Uruume have a domain expansion, and is Sukuna's domain stronger? So we don't know. Uruume has never used a domain expansion, so we can't say for sure that they do, but we can't say for sure that they don't, because they've done a lot of very powerful things. They're one of the few sorcerers to have reverse curse technique that we know of, and that doesn't mean you have a domain by any means, but it's certainly a nice power scaling thing to notch, right? So I would guess that Uruume probably does have a domain expansion, but there's been at least one situation in the manga where it would have seemingly made sense for Uruume to use the domain, and they didn't. But there's a million reasons why that could be the case. Perhaps they were just saving that for a more crucial, critical moment. So money on the table, I think Uruume does probably have a domain, but we'll have to see. In any case, though, Sukuna's is definitely stronger, no matter what. There's no way it can compare. Our next question comes from Ashley, who wants to know, in the Goji versus Tojo fight... Gojo versus Toji fight, he mentioned that RCT cannot reconstruct body parts. And then I'm blocking the rest here because there are spoilers involved with this question, but we don't need to go into that. Essentially, Ashley is wondering why that seemingly contradicts something else that happens. This is the panel that Ashley is talking about, where at the bottom here it says reconstructing body parts is impossible. However, the confusion from this stems from the fact that they're not talking about reverse curse technique yet. They're still just talking about regular cursed energy. So they're saying that regular cursed energy cannot reconstruct body parts. However, reverse curse technique can. So that's why we have seen reverse curse technique reconstruct body parts. Finally, from Zach, we have a question revolving around curse technique reversals and positive cursed energy. He's referencing how Maharaga's blade, which is coated in positive cursed energy, is lethal to curses. So by that same logic, would curse technique reversals, which are fueled by positive cursed energy, similarly be lethal to curses, or at the very least more powerful, right? More effective. And I think the answer is yes, because logically that just makes sense, right? However, there's not too much in the series for us to showcase this being the case, because not many people have used their reversal of their technique. Really the only one we've seen in the anime so far is Gojo, and to that end, this is what happened when he used his curse technique reversal on a curse. It got its face deleted. Now, how much of that is because it was positive cursed energy versus Gojo just being him, right? I think it's obviously both, but again, I still just think it stands to reason that positive cursed energy being the antithesis of curses would obviously hurt them more. Maybe lethal is not the right word to use, because perhaps everyone's curse technique reversal wouldn't be like a damaging attack in the same way Gojo's is. I can't think of many examples because there haven't really been that many in the show, right? But it would stand to reason that some curse technique reversals maybe wouldn't be effective against curses just by nature of what they even do. But assuming they are like an attack still, I do think it makes sense to think that they would be more effective than a normal curse technique, just due to the fact that they utilize positive cursed energy. One final shout out to everyone from this video. Thank you guys all so much for the support.